and welcome back to Wedding Secrets with me, Claire. If this is your first video you've come to see, welcome, it's lovely to have you. If you are one of our regular viewers, welcome back, and I hope the wedding planning is all going well. Here at Wedding Secrets, we are the wedding expert, industry experts, and we know all about the world of weddings. Now, today's video is gonna be mostly for those of you who are getting married abroad. If you're not and you've just come on to say hi and listen in, absolutely brilliant. So what we're going to do in just a moment, we're going to break down all the different things you need to consider when getting married abroad. But before that, why at Wedding Secrets are we the go-to in terms of knowledge and experience? That's because we've been in the industry for so long. There's a wonderful team of us behind Wedding Secrets, and between us all, we have helped thousands and thousands of couples put together their dream day. We've been weddings abroad, the UK, we have many of the team over in Ireland as well. So we really are the go-to, the one-stop shop in terms of collating together all of this industry knowledge and bringing it to you for free through these YouTube videos. So before we start, don't forget, give us a little like, give us a subscribe, especially when it comes to planning your big day. So today's video is 5 top tips that you need to know when getting married abroad. Let me just say congratulations. It's brilliant that you're starting to put your wedding together. However, for those of you who are going to wonderful destinations around the world to celebrate your big day, that is so exciting, so exciting. But there are a few differences with getting married abroad or a beautiful destination than there is getting married at home. Now, I'm from the UK, but this video is for everyone. So whether you're over in Italy, whether you're in Spain, whether you're in Germany, it doesn't matter. This caters for everyone. These same 5 rules can be applied no matter where you are in the world, because the point is you are not getting married in your local area. You're getting married in another country. So there's key things that you've got to consider. But if you consider these key things, you will have a beautiful day without that worry. I've had the privilege of going to Germany to see a friend's wedding. I've seen a friend get married in Poland, and recently we went to Greece to see a friend get married, and some things did go a little bit wrong at times, but do not worry, I will talk about that in just a moment. But when it's all said and done, the key point about you getting married somewhere that you just instantly connect with, no matter where that is in the country, that place means something to you and your partner. And if you get that instant feeling that it's the right place to get married, then that is just the most amazing news. And I'm so happy you have found that place. Right, let's get started. So rule number 1, of course, time it well. What do I mean by time it well? Well, first of all, in your local area, just like me, I know roughly what my seasons are like in terms of weather. Be careful. Another country, another destination is going to have a completely different schedule in terms of weather. So I was saying earlier, we went to our friend's wedding in Greece, and you would think, well, August, it's Greece, you know, what can go wrong? And unfortunately for the couple, the weather just took a really bad turn just 2 hours before the ceremony. So I was with the bride and we were doing our makeup, and she gets a call from the wedding planner. All of a sudden, the weather, because it was a beach wedding, the weather has completely changed. Everything needs to be moved under shelter. And you know, it's one of those things. It's the weather, it's out out of your control. But if you can, have a rough idea of what time you're going. Is there a rainy season? Is it prone to rain? Speak to locals, find out as much information as you possibly can. Now, while we're also talking about time it well, lots of destinations, popular destinations, have a peak season, so a tourist season. So one thing to consider, and if it's not a problem for you, that's fine, certain times are going to be a lot busier. Let's say, for example, April, August school holidays, July, then how about those October Halloween times here? What about Christmas? So you need to find out the peak times. Now, although it's going to be busier, that might not be an issue. The other problem that you've got to consider is if you're taking a big wedding party, your flights are probably going to be more expensive, your accommodation is probably going to be more expensive, and the chances of you all managing to get the same flight, the same hotel is gonna be really, really difficult. So I understand you'd want the peak season because of the weather. Try and maybe time it just before the peak season so you've got that nice weather coming in, but you can just avoid those prices. Another great factor that you've got to consider, are any of your party bringing children? You've got to think about school holidays as well, but we'll talk a little bit more about that one later. So that is number one, time it well. Tip number two, see it in person. We have all seen films and movies, or maybe if we've experienced it ourselves, when you find a luxury dream, beautiful accommodation in a magazine, online, on Instagram, and you get there and it is nothing like the pictures. We've all seen that in-betweeners scene, especially here in the UK, when they turn up to their hotel and it's nothing like what they were promised. Best thing to do, wipe out all those fears, yourself and your partner, make a trip beforehand, go over, see everything with your own eyes, see the hotel, see how everything is laid out in terms of distance. So for example, if you are wanting to know how far is the beach we're getting married to the reception venue, walk it through, look into transport, do all of this firsthand, and I promise you, although you're forking out more money for that because you're going beforehand, by the time you get to your wedding day, you know the routine, you know the area, you know what to expect, and that stress and that pressure is lifted. My friends Tamara and Richard, when they went to get married abroad, they actually did the same. They went a year before at the exact same time to check the weather, to check the location, to check the layout, and it was great because when we all turned up for their wedding, they knew exactly where to go. They knew where the bars were, the best play areas for the kids. They knew everything step by step, and it made such a big difference. Now, tip number three, this one is crucial. Please, please, please do your research. Legal requirements. Every single country is completely different. So what you have to do before you actually get married, you have to register your intent to get married. Every country has different rules. So for example, in Italy, you only have to register your intent to marry 3 days before you get married. However, in Ireland, for example, you have to register your intent to get married 3 months before you get married. The last thing you want is to turn up and not be able to get married. Please do your research. It's by far one of the most important. If it's just not working quite right for you, have you considered doing the legal ceremony here in the UK, then going abroad for the actual wedding reception, maybe some really nice blessings on the beach, just different ways to try and make it as easy and as smooth as possible for you. I was at a wedding which I was actually working, and it was when I was very young. I was about 16. I was just a waitress, and there was the couple who got married did not do their research into legal requirements, and because they didn't have their intent to marry ready on the day, the wonderful lady who was holding the ceremony could not actually officially marry them. So do be careful. It's very, very important. It's not all about shoes, dresses, cakes. The key legal requirements should be your absolute priority. Right, number 4. Give your guests lots of notice if you are getting married in another country. Give them as much as possible, 2 years in advance. Brilliant, because it gives them chance to figure out their schedule. Let's be honest, many families can only really afford one holiday a year, so your wedding might be their holiday for the year. So they need to budget, they need to plan, they need to work their schedule for the year. And also school holidays. School holidays are crucial. The family needs to plan perfectly that year. Other people who don't have children, work commitments, work events, all of this needs to be taken into consideration. Give your guests as much as possible. Now, my final point, number 5, one of the most crucial things, and I promise you, I know you feel like you might be spending a lot of money, but just do it for a peace of mind. Wedding insurance. Abroad weddings, wedding destinations, get your insurance on there. Your insurance, depending on how much you want to spend, can cover anything getting lost in transit, such as your gorgeous wedding outfits, your favours, your flowers. It can cover delayed flights, which might have a knock-on effect because you might have to rebook another flight. It can cover weddings going wrong. For example, your wedding host, your wedding planner not showing up. There are so many things that do have the potential to go wrong. Get your cover. Make sure you are all covered for this every step of the way. So we'll have a quick recap. 5 top tips. Number 1, make sure you time it well, especially in terms of weather. Number 2, go and see it in person. Then there's no stress and no worry. Number 3, know your legal requirements in each of those countries that you're going to. Number 4, give your guests plenty of notice. It might seem a bit crazy giving them so much notice, but trust me, they'll be thankful. And make sure you get RSVPs as soon as possible. Number 5, make sure you get wedding insurance. Cover yourself for anything that can go wrong. It probably won't happen, but at least you can sleep nice and easy knowing you're covered either way. So I hope that helps you. And all that's left from us to say at Wedding Secrets is have a wonderful wedding over in whichever country you have chose to go to. Have fun. If it's somewhere warm, do not forget your sun cream. And if you are looking for more advice on beach weddings and footwear and different dresses that work well on beach destinations and things like that, go and look at our other videos. We've got lots and lots of them. We even have some wedding videos on good honeymoon destinations. Although you might be ready to come home if you've got married abroad. So best of luck. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and remember, any questions, any help you need, we're here and we can help you. So we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great wedding.